Hey everybody, Dr. Jesse Morris here. Today is Monday, October 12th, 2020. It continues to be a really intense and stressful time. One of the things I've really noticed in our culture in this time is that we've really gotten used to having really high levels of stress. And because of that, it's kind of become normalized to be under lots of stress all the time. And it's easy to overlook just how detrimental chronic stress can be. And so what I wanted to do today is just give you some insight on the impact of chronic stress on your health, because I feel like when it comes to something like stress, the better you understand it, the more empowered you're going to be to change it. So I think a helpful lens or a helpful way to look at stress in a way to understand it is to ask the question, why is it there in the first place? Right? What purpose does it serve? And you can think of stress really, it's there for survival, right? And so there's a classic example is the fabled encounter with the saber-toothed tiger, right? You're cruising along, hunting, gathering, and all of a sudden there's the tiger in the bushes, right? Immediately in that moment, your heart rate goes up, your pupils get big, your muscles get tense, your blood pressure goes up. Basically, your body is trying to gear you up for survival, right? All of the functions, all the actions in the body, they're gonna help you run faster, jump higher, either fight off the tiger or run for your life. Those are all gonna come online and get tons of energy, blood flow, and get activated, right? So literally your brain is gonna shunt blood out of your gut and it's gonna push it into your heart and lungs and your big muscles, right? Gearing you up to either fight off the tiger or run away. But the flip side of that is there's only so much blood flow and energy to go around. So all of the parts of your body all the functions that aren't necessary for your immediate survival get turned way down, right? So your digestion, your immune system, any healing or repair that's happening in the body, all of that stuff just gets shut off when you're in that immediate stress response survival moment, because that's what's necessary to get away from the tiger, right? But can you imagine what's going to happen if day in and day out you're under a chronic level of stress and your body is constantly shifting your blood flow and energy and resources towards survival and away from growth and repair and healing, right? A helpful analogy for this is to think of your body like a battleship, right? So you have the soldiers, you have the cooks, the maintenance crew, and if there's a red alert, right, all hands on deck, and every piece of personnel is having to defend against some threat, right, that's fine for a short burst, a short temporary moment, right? But if that threat goes on and on and on and on, eventually things are going to start breaking down because the maintenance crew isn't doing its job to keep things maintained. The cooks aren't doing their job to keep everybody nourished, right? Things are going to really start to break down. It's a helpful analogy because the same thing happens in our body, right? If we have a chronic, all hands on deck, red alert stress response, it's happening throughout the day, and we're constantly shifting our blood flow and energy towards tensing our muscles, raising our blood sugar and blood pressure, and making sure we're ready for survival. And all of that blood flow and energy is being shifted away from growth and healing and repair. Eventually things are going to break down. And that's one of the major reasons why chronic stress is such an underlying important factor in chronic disease. And it's also one of the most important reasons why we need to have regular practices or strategies or tools to be neutralizing and reducing our stress so we don't stay stuck in that state where we're in survival mode all the time and we're not healing, growing, repairing, and things break down. So I've made a bunch of different videos with different stress reduction techniques and strategies. You can check those out. But what I really wanted to do for today is just give you some insight and some better understanding on why chronic stress is so detrimental and why it's so important to have tools in place in life to be working on it. So I hope this gives you some helpful insight. As always, feel free to share this with your friends and family. And I hope to see you soon.